Assalamualaikum students. Today's our topic of STD is herpes virus. Okay, let's start the topic. First of all, what is herpes? It's a kind of enveloped DNA virus and icosahedral core surrounded by a lipoprotein envelope and linear and it has a linear double-stranded DNA and large second in size only to pox viruses. Okay, and its size is 120 to 200 nanometer in diameter. And capsid surrounds DNA core, and over the capsid there is tegument. Tegument क्या है? What is the tegument? A protein-filled, subprotein-filled region. And nuclear membrane-derived lipid bilayer containing viral glycoprotein. And this is a structure. As you can see, it has an envelope and it has a second inner. There's a tegument, and then in the center there's a DNA, and it also has on the outer side it has a capsid and a glycoprotein spikes. So its classification is important. There are 8 human herpes virus species are known. That is, in 8 there is a herpes simplex virus type 1 and herpes simplex virus type 2, varicella zoster, cytomegalovirus, Epstein-Barr virus, and human herpes virus type 6, and human herpes virus type 7, and human herpes virus type 8. Okay, then next it is also classified on the basis of biological characteristics. On the basis of the biological characteristics, these are classified into alpha herpes viridae, that is herpes simplex virus group, and beta herpes viridae, that is cytomegalovirus group, and gamma herpes viridae, that is lymphoproliferative group. So again, this is also classification. As you can see, there's a alpha herpes simplex. There is इसमें 3 आते हैं. There is herpes simplex 1, herpes simplex 2, and varicella zoster virus. And इसी तरह से beta, there is a beta herpes viridae, that is cytomegalovirus. Again, it is divided into human cytomegalovirus, human herpes virus 6, human herpes virus 7, and then the last there is a gamma herpes viridae, that is lymphoproliferative group. In lymphoproliferative group there are 2 Epstein-Barr virus and human herpes virus 8. Okay, next start the herpes simplex virus. Herpes simplex virus, these are of 2 types: herpes simplex virus type 2, type 1, and type 2. And they are distinguished by 2 main criteria. These are divided on the basis of 2 main criteria. Number 1, there is antigenicity, and second, location of lesions. So okay, then herpes simplex virus type 1. Okay, we see the lesions. The lesions are above the waist, and these are primarily in adults. Okay, with these lesions, there is also acute gingival stomatitis and recurrent herpes labialis. These are also called cold sores, and keratoconjunctivitis, that is also called keratitis and encephalitis. Okay, next herpes simplex virus type 2. Type 2 में lesions, these are always below the waist. Always remember, in type 1 lesions, these are above the waist, while in type 2 lesions are always below the waist. And there is also herpes genitalis, that is genital herpes, and neonatal encephalitis and other forms of neonatal herpes. And there is also septic meningitis, and humans are the natural host of both type 1 and type 2. Next is herpes simplex virus replication. How it replicates? तो इसमें DNA it is released in the cytoplasm and DNA it migrates to the nucleus, and messenger RNA, that is transcription synthesis, that is for transcription synthesis, it takes place in the nucleus by using host RNA polymerase. Messenger RNA transported to the cytoplasm, and then new viral proteins are made and they migrate to the nucleus. And then there is genomic DNA replication synthesis. It takes place in the nucleus by using the viral DNA polymerase. Okay, this is a picture of herpes simplex virus replication, and you will start from the step 1. In step 1, you see there's a virion, and it number one step there is fusion, and in the next step there is entry and uncoding, and then it enters the nucleus में enter के बाद then it further, then there is immediate early and late में we further divide it into, and then there is a DNA replication occurs, and on the step number 5 there is a assembly, and then it again exit through the endoplasmic reticulum and Golgi apparatus. Okay, what's the mode of transmission? Transmission में herpes simplex virus type 1, it is transmitted primarily in saliva, and herpes simplex virus type 2, it is transmitted by sexual contact. And orogenital sexual activity में herpes simplex virus infection of the genitals and herpes simplex virus type 2 lesions in the oral cavity, and 10 to 20% of cases these are and herpes simplex type 2 infections, they have markedly increased comparatively. Okay, what are the clinical findings of herpes simplex virus type 1? In clinical findings, it causes several forms of primary and recurrent lesions. Okay, the number one, there is a gingivostomatitis. It occurs primarily in children and is characterized by fever, irritability, and vesicular lesions in the mouth. The primary disease is more severe and lasts longer than recurrences. The lesions, they heal spontaneously in about 2 to 3 weeks. So it means it takes about 2 to 3 weeks to heal them. And many children, they have asymptomatic primarily infection. Okay, then the next clinical finding can be herpes labialis. In herpes labialis, there is always fever, blisters or cold sores in the milder and recurrent form. And it is also characterized by crops of vesicles, usually at the mucocutaneous junction of the lips or nose. ठीक है, already I think आप लोगों ने lesions देखी होगी on the mucocutaneous junction of the lips or nose पे herpes simplex virus type 1 की, and recurrences they are frequently reappear at the same site. Okay, this is a picture of gingivostomatitis. Okay, the next finding is that is clinical finding. It can be in type 1. There is keratoconjunctivitis. Keratoconjunctivitis, it is basically characterized by corneal ulcers and lesions of the conjunctival epithelium. And recurrences can lead to scarring and blindness. Okay, next is encephalitis. There can also be encephalitis in herpes simplex virus type 1. In encephalitis, what is encephalitis? There is necrotic lesion in one temporal lobe, and there can be fever, headache, vomiting, seizures, and altered mental status. Okay, then there is herpetic vitiligo. इसमें क्या है? There can be pustular lesion of the skin of the finger or hand, and it can occur in medical personnel as a result of contact with patient's lesion. And there can be herpes gladiatorum, that is in wrestlers and others who have close body contact, and there can be vascular lesions on the hand, neck, and trunk. And the last, there can be disseminated infections like there can be esophagitis and pneumonia, and it can occur in immunocompromised patients with depressed T cell function. Okay, there is clinical findings of herpes simplex virus 2. There can be genital herpes. Genital herpes, these lesions are vascular and these are very painful. And these can occur in male and female genitals and anal area. And the lesions, they are more severe and protracted in the primary disease than in recurrences. And primary infections, they are associated with fever and inguinal adenopathy. And there can be asymptomatic infections, that is source of infection of other individuals. And in males, they can be prostate or urethra, or in females, they can be cervix. Okay, there is a next. There is a neonatal herpes. Neonatal herpes, that is herpes simplex type 2, and it basically originates chiefly from contact with the vesicular lesions within the birth canal. Okay, it always occurs within the birth canal, and it varies from severe disease. In severe disease, there can be disseminated lesions or encephalitis, and it can be milder in milder form. In milder form, there can be local lesions. The local lesions on the skin, eye, or mouth, and these can also be asymptomatic infection. There is no symptoms, but the fetal is infected, and it can be prevented. How can we prevent from this neonatal herpes? It can be prevented by performing the cesarean section on women with either active lesions or positive viral cultures. And neither herpes simplex virus 1 or herpes simplex virus 2, it causes congenital abnormality to any significant degree. So this is a picture of neonatal herpes. Okay, next there is erythema multiforme, and both herpes simplex type 1 and type 2 infections, they are associated with erythema multiforme. In erythema multiforme, what is there is central red area surrounded by a ring of normal skin outside, which is a red ring, and it has a target or bullseye like lesions, and the lesions, they are typically macular or papular. They can be both, and they occur symmetrically on the trunk, hands, and feet. Okay, then many drugs, especially sulfonamides among the antimicrobial drugs, they commonly cause erythema multiforme, but other associated like mycoplasma pneumoniae and viruses such as hepatitis B virus and hepatitis C virus, they can be. And in erythema multiforme, major, also known as Stevens-Johnson syndrome. Okay, in there can be fever, erosive, and there can be erosive oral lesions and extensive desquamating skin lesions. Okay, this is a picture of erythema multiforme. Okay, next is what is the lab diagnosis? In lab diagnosis, what will you do? It's important to isolation of the virus. Okay, then for isolation of the virus from the lesion by growth in cell cultures, and the typical cytopathic effect, it occurs in 1 to 3 days, and these are identified by what technique we will use. We will use the fluorescent antibody staining of the infected cells or ELISA. Okay, then it can all be recognized by the smear, that is for it is done only for the rapid diagnosis. Okay, and we can also do the Giemsa stain. The Giemsa stain, there can be multinucleated giant cells present in the vesicle, and serological tests can be done, such as a neutralization test. Okay, then what is the treatment? Treatment may we obviously use the antivirals like acyclovir, that is the treatment of choice, and it shortens the duration of the lesions and it reduces the extent of shedding of the virus. Okay, acyclovir, second it can be pencyclovir. It's a derivative of acyclovir, and we can also use for its treatment or docosonolone, and we will use it in recurrences of orolabial herpes simplex virus type 1, and there can be valacyclovir and famciclovir. These are used in genital herpes and in the suppression of the recurrence. Okay, what is the prevention? Prevention means it can be only prevented by avoiding contact with the vesicular lesion or ulcer, and cesarean section is recommended for women who are at term and who have genital lesions or positive viral culture. Okay, next is varicella zoster virus. Varicella zoster virus is a clinical chickenpox primary infection, and 90% of cases before age 10, and the peak incidence is at the age of 2 to 8 years age. Okay, and the virus entry through inhalation, and it replicates in the respiratory tract and invades the lymph nodes. And there can be viremia. Viremia means it spreads virus to the target organs. Okay, and then there is incubation period is of 14 to 18 days. Okay, then there is varicella zoster virus chickenpox. Isme rashes appears first on the head, trunk, and neck, and then vesicles contain clear fluid, and these are very itchy lesions. And new vesicles they appear during first week, and there can be with these lesions there may be mild fever, malaise, and headache, and the recovery is in 2 weeks. And in adult infections, these are more severe. There can be more severe, like there can be pneumonia. And in neonatal infections, there can be encephalitis, and in immunosuppressed patients, there can be severe progressive. The picture of varicella zoster virus, that is chickenpox. Okay, then there is shingles. Shingle क्या है? This is reactivation of varicella zoster. इसमें DNA remains latent in ganglia, and the occurrence increases with the age, like 50% over 50 years age, and the onset of pain it occurs before the appearance of the vesicles. And these are shingles. These are usually unilateral, and in suppressed patients, they are especially these are very vulnerable to these infections. Okay, this is a picture of shingles. Okay, this is a varicella zoster virus, but there is also a superimposed bacterial infection. Okay, next is what is the diagnosis and treatment? Okay, diagnosis is usually made on the basis of the clinical picture, that how the patient presents to the doctor, and it almost always only made on the basis of the clinical picture. And there can also be immunofluorescent antibody staining biopsy. And next, what is the treatment? Treatment may we also we can give the supportive treatment. Supportive treatment we will give, but also treated with the acyclovir for extreme cases. Okay, next here is chickenpox. Chickenpox prevention. Prevention, it can be an immune globule for patients at risk, and there can be vaccine. Vaccine may there can be live vaccine, and the recommended dose is for the recommended dose for susceptible children aged 12 months to 12 years is 0.5 ml dose subcutaneously, and for susceptible adolescents aged from age 13 years, and in adults it is 0.5 ml doses 4 to 8 weeks apart. Okay, then there is next is cytomegalovirus. Cytomegalovirus is a double-stranded DNA virus, and these are the largest genome of the herpes virus group. It is similar to herpes simplex virus, but highly regulated by cis-acting elements, and regulatory proteins, slow replication, and slow disease effects. It has a nuclear and cytoplasmic inclusion bodies and induction of giant cells. Okay, so what are the clinical pictures of cytomegalovirus? Cytomegalovirus may, first of all, we will see what is the mode of transmission. Transmission may, it is always through close contact and through sexually transmitted, and the virus can be recovered from all body fluids such as can be found in all the body fluids, such as it can be found in urine, saliva, semen, and cervical secretion. And what are the clinical features? Clinical features may high infection rates in early childhood and in early adulthood, and usually these are asymptomatic. And in systemic cytomegalovirus infection, pneumonia and hepatitis in immunosuppressed patients, and also in immunosuppressed patients like in transplant patients, and also in AIDS patients. In AIDS patients, there can be diarrhea and retinitis. Okay, then there is a congenital cytomegalovirus. It's most infants appear normal at birth, but it may develop hearing loss or some mental retardation often later after this infection. And the infants with the symptomatic illness at birth, they demonstrate hepatosplenomegaly, jaundice, anemia, and they can be low weight, microcephaly, and they can be rash and thrombocytopenia. And there can be neonatal means it can be asymptomatic, and in immunocompromised or immunosuppressed patients, the cytomegalovirus pneumonia भी हो सकते हैं, and there can also be disseminated cytomegalovirus, and there can also be a cytomegalovirus retinitis. The picture of congenital cytomegalovirus. Okay, then next is what is the diagnosis and treatment of cytomegalovirus. Okay, then the diagnosis is made on the basis of isolation of the virus. We isolate the virus, and then it can be electron microscopy. They can be diagnosed with the help of serology and DNA amplification by PCR. What is the treatment? Treatment में there is hyperimmune globulin and gencyclovir. Okay, next is Epstein-Barr virus infection. Okay, in Epstein-Barr virus, the structure is it's a DNA virus, and it is enveloped, and there can be etiological agent of infectious mononucleosis and African Burkitt's lymphoma. Okay, it causes number one, it causes the infectious mononucleosis and African Burkitt's lymphoma. And recent study has linked with Hodgkin's lymphoma, and it is cultured in only lymphoblastoid cell lines derived from the B lymphocytes of human and higher primates. Some viral genome can be cultivated continuously, and they are transformed or immortalized. Okay, next here is Epstein-Barr virus nuclear antigen. And they appear in the nucleus prior to the virus directed protein synthesis and viral capsid antigen. It is detected in virus producing cell lines. And Epstein-Barr virus it can be cultured from saliva, and thus infection is acquired by through the contact. Okay, what is the transmission? Transmission, it is transmitted through contact with the infected secretion, and it can be low contagiousness, and virus can be cultured from throat washing. Okay, this is a picture of main symptoms of infectious mononucleosis. Infection mononucleosis symptom we will always start from the number one page. We will see there is a visual. In visual, what will be the symptom? There will be photophobia. Okay. So photophobia, and in mouth there can be tonsils where there can be reddening and swelling of the tonsil, and there can be white patches. Okay, if we see the central there can be malaise, fatigue, and there can be anorexia, loss of anorexia, that's loss of appetite, and there can also be headache. Okay, now come to the throat. Throat there will be there can be soreness and reddening, and in lymph node there will be lymph node swelling, and spleen there will there can be enlargement of the spleen, and if there is enlargement of the spleen, obviously there can be abdominal pain. Okay, for respiratory के लिए there can be a symptom of cough, and in systemic there can be chills, fever and aches, and with nausea. Okay, what are the clinical features? Infectious mononucleosis is usually asymptomatic if symptoms persist, like in young adults. So I have already told you there can be low grade fever, headache, sore throat, fatigue, night chills with sweating, and there can be enlarged lymph nodes, and there can be hepatosplenomegaly that may cause the abdominal pain, and there can be elevated lymphocytes and monocytes and atypical lymphocytes. Okay, the Epstein-Barr virus, it also, as I have already told you, it can also cause the Burkitt's lymphoma. So this is a picture of a child having Burkitt's lymphoma. With Burkitt lymphoma, there can be complications. Complications में क्या हो सकते हैं? What can be? There can be laryngeal obstruction, meningitis, encephalitis, and there can be hemolytic anemia, and there can be thrombocytopenia, that is low platelets. Thrombocytopenia, low platelets, or splenic rupture. It may occur in 1 to 5% of the patients, not in all the patients. Okay, how can you make the diagnosis? Diagnosis is always made on the basis of the clinical picture. Clinical picture में what will we see? There we can do complete blood count. Incomplete blood count में आपको क्या मिलेगा? There can be atypical lymphocytes, and then we can also do the serology. Serology basically it is expensive, but we can do. And in serology, what will we see? It demonstrates the antibody to viral capsid antigen (VCA), which rises quickly and it persists for life. And antibodies to Epstein-Barr they rise later, and it can decrease in about 1 month. Okay, in serology there is a high titer of VCA and no titer of EBNA suggests recent infection. Okay, if there is a high titer of VCA and no titer of EBNA, then it can be it will always suggest a recent infection. But if there are antibodies to early antigen, they can be useful in correlating with the nasopharyngeal and nasopharyngeal carcinoma and African Burkitt's lymphomas. And in culture, second, third way, we can also do the culture for the diagnosis. In culture, we see usually positive in acute illness. It will be always positive in acute illness, but it can be asymptomatic. Virus shedding is so common that culture is seldom helpful. Okay, next there is what is the epidemiology? Epidemiology में there is Burkitt's lymphoma central and in East African individuals it is common, and tumor in jaw area. There is a nasopharyngeal carcinoma भी हो सकता है, and they can be, or in according to the epidemiology, it's also common in China and Southeast Asia. So next is what is the treatment and prevention? Treatment is obviously in all the viral infections we will also give the supportive treatment. In supportive treatment and plus antiviral. Antiviral may we usually choose the acyclovir. Acyclovir it will suppress the replication process. And for Epstein-Barr viruses there is no vaccine. Okay, next is human herpes virus 6. In human herpes virus 6, it is detected in patients with lymphoproliferative disease. Okay, and genetically distinct but morphological, these are similar to the other herpes virus, and it basically replicates in which organ or tissue? It replicates primarily in the lymphoid tissue. In lymphoid tissue in T lymphocytes, and cytopathic for T lymphocytes in cell culture, and it establishes a latent infection, and it may be activated by mitogenic stimulation. Okay, this is a proliferation of T lymphocytes. These are RBCs, and in the center in blue color you can see this is a T lymphocyte. These lymphocytes, there will be always a proliferation of T lymphocyte. Okay, next is what are the clinical features? Clinical features में we do the serological studies. These will indicate that almost all children they are infected by age 5. Most communicable of all herpes virus, and they spread by close personal contact or by respiratory route. And disease way it is roseola infantum, that is rash-like disease, and these are reactivated in transplant patients. And what can be the treatment? Treatment always they will give the antiviral treatment, acyclovir. It is given in 15 to 30% absorbed by oral. Okay, next there is herpes, human herpes virus 7. Human herpes virus 7, it is discovered in 1990, and it was isolated from activated CD4 T lymphocytes. And human herpes virus 7, it is distinct from all other known human herpes viruses, but it is closely related to the human herpes virus 6. And it infects more children by the age of 2 years, and 97% of adults, they are seropositive. And culture is restricted to specialized virology lab, and diagnosis of acute infection is done by seroconversion. Okay, next here is herpes, human herpes virus 8. Okay, it causes the Kaposi sarcoma associated herpes virus, and it was discovered as herpes virus sequences in AIDS-related Kaposi sarcoma patients. Okay, and human herpes virus 8 DNA sequences, they are found in 95% of Kaposi sarcoma tissues, both AIDS and in non-AIDS related cases. And Kaposi sarcoma related virus DNA, it also has been detected in cells from lymphoproliferative diseases. Okay, this is a picture of Kaposi sarcoma. As you can see in the picture, what is the lesions? What type of lesions are found? Lesions are found in the form of raised reddish purple lesions on the foot caused by human herpes virus. Okay, this is the picture. This is showing 2 lesions. So it's again also a picture of Kaposi sarcoma. Okay, recently HHV8, human herpes virus 8, it was isolated in culture and closely related to Epstein-Barr virus. Like Epstein-Barr virus, human herpes virus 8, it preferentially infects the B lymphocytes. Okay, in addition to HHV8, immunosuppression and genetic predisposition, they are cofactors for Kaposi sarcoma. And human herpes virus 8, it appears to be sexually transmitted, and there is interferon alpha can be effective. So this is a summary of herpes simplex virus type 1, type 2, varicella zoster virus, for Epstein-Barr virus, cytomegalovirus, and HHV8. Okay, you can also remember this table. You should know the primary infection, usual site of latency, and what is the recurrent infection, and what is the route of transmission. Okay, thank you. Okay, students, if you have any query or related questions to this topic, you can ask in our WhatsApp group.